Hey guys, how is it going? So today I'm going to show you how I've built something for my own game, which is a health bar. And as you can see, it fits really nice with my sword that I've just created. So we are going to display this on the user interface, so you will know when you have to die or not in the game. And also, if you don't know me, I am Gabriel, and I started the game development like 13 days ago. I'm in the day 13, and today I've created some interface, and I wanted to share with you what I have learned. So let's get to it. Okay, so the first thing that we are going to do is to actually import an image, and for that you need to go in any directory that you want. I am here in my UI directory, and I'm going to click import, and I'm importing this health bar transparent. Okay, after doing that, we need to create a widget blueprint, and we are going to search for a widget blueprint, which will be an user widget, so we can show UI for the user. And we are going to call this WBP user HUD, for example. Okay, let's go inside it. And the first thing that we are going to do is to actually define some kind of a placeholder, or better said, a container in which our UI must be. So for that, we are going to use an overlay. We are going to drag, so you can see this is the panel that the user will see. We are going to drag the overlay, and our HP bar is an actual image, the one that you imported. So here in the common, we must drag the image, and it must be inside the overlay, as you can see. It's right here. Let's call this health bar. Okay. And let's anchor it by using these buttons. So on the horizontal alignment, we align here in the center, and for the vertical on the bottom part. Okay, and now what you have to do in the brush on the image, you got to select here. You are going to search for your asset, and for me this is going to be the health bar transparent. Okay, it's imported, so you can see that it already looks very good. One thing that you might encounter is that maybe for you it's going to be a lot more in the a lot more down, so to say. So if you encounter this, what you have to do is you are going to go here to the padding, and you are going to assign some higher value to the bottom padding, like this, you know. But for me, in my case, 0 is enough. Okay, so we are going to save. And now what we are going to do is press compile, and let's press play. And to our surprise, nothing happens, because we need to assign this to the player whenever the game starts. So to do that, I'm working with the third person template, the default template. So I find my blueprint for my third person character here. I'm going to go inside it, and in our event begin play, let me put this here for my existing logic. Okay, in the event begin play right now, what we have to do is to actually get the self. So we are going to get the player component. We are going to get its controller. So we are getting, so let's say, the component that is controlling this blueprint, which is the player, and we are going to cast to third person character. Okay, let's remove this. Okay, align a bit. Nice. Let's move this down like this. Good. Now what we have to do now is to actually spawn the widget blueprint that we just created, and to do that we must have a node called create widget blueprint. Widget, create widget. I think that's the one. We're going to grab this, and here in the class we must drag the, I think it's called, oh, what did we call it? The HUD. User HUD. Nice. Now you can press compile, and again you must see nothing. And this is because we didn't add the widget to our world, so to say. So now what we have to do is to simply add to viewport. So the viewport is basically what the user sees. We are going to add here. Okay. And we are going to press compile, press play. And now, if we go into the full screen, you can see that we have the help bar. Nice. So if you actually want to tweak this out a bit, what you can actually do is, you know, just use a smaller image size like this, and now you can add padding like I said before, and we press compile, we click play. Yeah, and this looks match natural. Nice. Now, in order to recap what happened, so we imported the image, then we created a widget blueprint, and in which we created an overlay. And basically an overlay is the container that in which you can put things that the user can see. And then we put a simple image that references our image. And another thing that it's really important is that right here we created a blueprint programmatically in blueprints. We created a user HUD blueprint. And what's really important about that is that if you go there, if you go into the, actually let's go back here. And if you go to the add to viewport node, you are going to see that it says it adds to the game's viewport and fills the entire screen. So this is really important because this does is that it automatically scales our HUD that we created to be the whole, to be as wide as the whole viewport of the player. So that's very nice. We are doing this in one step, and we can actually clear this more by doing like this. And I always encourage you to add comments in your code. So we can say here that create user HUD blueprint or widget to be more exact. And I'm going to attach to my existing logic so nothing breaks here, and it should be good to go. Let's see. Nice. So now my sword aligns perfectly with my health bar. Nice. Another thing that you have to do is that if you, let's say, if you want your health bar to be composed of multiple elements, for example, maybe you want it to have a border and something like that, what I definitely recommend is to grab multiple images, one for the border, one for the fill, and one for the background. In this case, we are just basically having the background, so to say, so we cannot animate the draining of the health bar, but that's okay. Okay, so that was it. Thank you very much for watching, and if you want to follow my journey and see how I build this game from scratch and share more of the tutorials along the way with you, please leave a like, leave a subscribe, leave a comment, because I'm really intrigued into your comments. Thank you very much and see you soon. Bye bye.